GPT-5 versus Claude 4 versus Grok 5 coming out, which one should you use? It depends what you want to do, and you kind of should use all of them depending on what it is you are trying to accomplish. GPT-5 has a better personality. For me, it's not so much of a people pleaser, that sycophantic people pleasing, I'll tell you anything you want to know, was really terrible in GPT-4. Got a lot of people into trouble. You probably have heard the stories about lawyers who filed briefs with made-up cases that GPT gave them that were not even cases at all. And those cases got thrown out of court and got the lawyers in trouble, and some of them disbarred because they were just not checking the facts. So GPT-5 is trying to solve the hallucinations. Its personality is a little bit more businesslike. It's really good for multi-step thinking and collecting large volumes of information in interesting ways. Claude was always better at coding than GPT. GPT-5 is better at coding than GPT-4 was. I've been talking to some people who are very much more in this game than I am, and they say that GPT-5 is now pretty much where Claude 4 is, so it feels like the coding capacity is now pretty equal. Claude is really good at assembling large bodies of information in a very business-like, rigorous way. Claude is a little bit crustier, a little bit sharper in its focus, and is able to take those big data sets and crunch them down into manageable, important pieces. And Grok is a sprinter. It's good for getting good information quickly, and it's really good for trend spotting, particularly in the Twitter X universe. But whatever I've just said is not going to be true in about a month, because these models keep changing. As you know, with AI, models always drift. That's actually the point of AI. And what do I mean by model drift? Unlike the conventional world where you get in an airplane and you say, I'm going from LA to New York, and you take off at LAX and you land at JFK, if you're in an AI airplane, you take off at LAX and you might land at Timbuktu, because it's just looking around the internet and it's trying to figure out things and trying to learn. And the way that it is actually able to keep replicating its capacity to learn and grow and crunch more data and more information is because it is going out there, but that going out there causes it to drift and causes it to make mistakes. Now, the new models are supposed to be more hallucination free. They're supposed to make less mistakes. In my early testing, they are making fewer mistakes, but they are still making mistakes, so you've still got to test it. But does that mean you shouldn't use them? No, it means you should use them, and you should use them well, and you should use them wisely, and you should give them feedback, because your feedback actually helps those models get better. Everything that I'm saying is going to be different in a month because the models keep changing. And you probably have had this experience. You were working with a prompt in any of the AIs, and you ask it to execute the prompt again, and it does something totally different. You say, hey, what happened? Go back to the prompt. It says, oh, I'm sorry. You really have to give it really, really good prompts. And I'm sure you know this hack already, that you can use the AI to engineer a prompt for itself in a way that it understands. So you can give it a persona, tell it exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish, ask it to specifically engineer a prompt for itself to execute the result you are looking for, ask it to show you that prompt, review the prompt, make changes on the prompt, and then ask it to execute, and you're going to get better results. Tell me what kind of experiences you've been having with GPT, Claude, and Grok. I'm really curious. It's going to keep changing. Drop it into the comments. We can help each other learn by doing what's going to be the best use case for each one of the AI.